And we're back because my phone died like a minute into the first attempt at doing this interview. So let's just...
number 2.
Yes, let's just start again. How are you? How's it going? Everyone, this is Andras. She was my roommate for the past 3 months.
Yeah, it's my last day.
Yeah.
A little bit sad that I'm leaving now, but yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah. I guess I never really asked you this. Like, I know you're traveling around China for a while, but then, like, where are you going after that? Are you going back to Czech or back to Germany or?
I plan to go back to Czech.
Okay.
And maybe in the future to Zurich.
Okay.
So I would like to find a job there and get some good salary.
Yeah, I was about to say, make sure that you have a job in Zurich before you move to Zurich, because from what I've heard, it's like the most expensive city on earth.
Yeah. I would never go there without a job for traveling.
Bad place to be self-employed. So you... I don't really just want to, like, re-ask the same questions I asked the first time we tried to do this, so let's try and take another angle on this. Like, so we talked about, like, coming to Kung Fu school and how it was, the goal was to kind of relax and get away from it all, and then the school kept burning down, and that...
Moving away.
Yeah, exactly.
No electricity.
And then changing to another school, and yeah, exactly. And things are settled down now, just as you're leaving.
You think we are settled down?
Yes,
now,
I know, but
sure.
oh, what disaster lies around the corner! Fucking giant shark comes out of the river. So hopefully it's settled down now. This type of experience, like going and like, you know, spending X number of months doing martial arts or some other adventure in a foreign land, like, do you plan on doing this again? Is this like
I'm not sure if it's Kung Fu.
Yeah.
But definitely yes. I really like this kind of thing, to go away for some time and just focus on the training.
Yeah.
So I would love to maybe Thai box in the future in Thailand, or maybe some yoga, or if I can find maybe some capoeira.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking this particularly about, like, you know, when I go back to the US, if I have more or less the same business that I have now, I normally don't work that much during the winter, and the winter is also awful in Michigan. I'm like, fuck, I should just spend every winter in Thailand doing Thai boxing and just, like, January through March, you know, like, get out of the cold.
If you can do that, it's a great idea.
Yeah. You know, it's probably about as cheap or cheaper living there and training full-time as it is for me to just live in the Midwest, so.
Well, probably the Kung Fu training is the easiest to get into because it's quite cheap, and many other martial arts don't have this kind of style of training.
Yeah, the whole, like, martial arts boarding school format is, like, I don't know, I always think about this, like, nothing stops me from, like, doing martial arts 5 hours a day in the US. Like, I can do it, I just know I won't, right? Like, and we talked about this in the previous interview that died and will never be seen, but, like, that the people who are around you inform your...
They really motivate you.
Yeah, exactly, and, like, what your life is. And so the fact that, you know, we're living with, like, you know, basically 3 other people who are all doing the same thing, and that's, like, just what you do. And so that, then there's those pushes to, that, like, normalize, like, kind of training a little bit more. Like, when we started doing, like, the 5-minute ab circuits after kickboxing class every day. And it's like, all right, this could be the end of the day, but we're, like, pushing to make it a little bit more.
Pushing each other, even after a hard day of training.
Yeah,
so.
and then we started, and then after 5-minute abs, we're gonna do like a 20-minute power stretching session.
And you need that kind of pushing because from time to time, everybody sometimes has down points and up
yeah,
points. So
absolutely.
sometimes when the down points, it's good when friends help you out
and there's like, we talked about this this morning with Tanya about like inertia. Right? How, like, the hardest part of the day is always just getting out of bed in the morning because the bed is warm and everywhere else is cold.
Now in the winter.
Yeah.
I remember when I came, we were getting up every day, 7 in the morning,
yeah,
precisely, and now we are just staying in bed.
Yeah, and now I'm in bed till like 8:20.
Just when you must get out because training is started.
Exactly. And there's also, but that by like living at a school, you take away a lot of those like kind of inertial barriers, right? That my commute is 15 seconds to walk to the training hall instead of like a half-hour drive to,
Yeah,
like a martial arts school.
Much more easy to actually start practicing something.
Exactly that. Like, it's very easy to, like, I found traditionally with martial arts training, it's very easy to be like, oh, yeah, today I'm not feeling so great, or like, oh, the weather's so bad, or, like, whatever. Like, it's really easy to find reasons to not train.
So I would like to set up some kind of home gym when I get back, so I can just go there and start working out.
Absolutely. And, like, when I was, like, super into powerlifting, home gyms were, like, the thing that made that doable. Was the fact that going to a gym was this process of just kind of like rolling down the stairs and I'm in my gym. I don't have to put shoes on. I don't have to go anywhere. It's right there in my house, right next to my kitchen. And I was able to like make a lot of progress because I had that. And so here we're kind of like creating this like home gym sort of format, but with like martial arts training, which kind of requires like other people and, So like, I think that's like the real key, or like what makes this type of martial arts training like different. Of like, is that environment of like there is nothing else to do but training.
Yeah, definitely, because we are in the school and there is really not much else to do.
Yeah, and like oh yeah, everyone, you can finally see our new location. This is the river that we live by. It's much nicer than the old place, but there is still. It's still rural China. There's like not a lot of nightlife going on over here, right? There's no distractions from.
Yeah, we got a table tennis.
Yeah, right. We have a ping pong table.
And guitar and some games that we brought here. But,
yeah.
That's the only fun.
So. Yeah. Let's see. Other questions? Blah 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 blah. Talk about training. I guess like. So you mentioned that you wanted to like go and like kind of get away from life and kind of smooth things out. Why? I guess why here in particular? Like what?
Why you kung fu?
Yeah. Like why
China?
kung fu? It kind of narrowing it down. Like why China? Why kung fu? Why this school instead of like one of the bigger ones?
I just heard from a friend that you can train this kind of stuff in China, so I researched it and somehow I stumbled upon Kung Fu.
Yeah.
And I really liked, like I mentioned before, I really wanted to focus on acrobatics. And I've seen that Master Yu is really acrobatic, and so I thought I can learn a lot from him.
Yeah,
so that was my main motivation to come to this school instead of the other ones.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing when I was like just selecting schools. It kind of came down to this one and another school, and I went to that other school, and then found out it was terrible. This is like my backup school, and I'm really glad I was able to like transfer over here. But like one of the things that really stood out about this one is there's like that one video of one of their students doing like flippy kicks, right? That like gymnastics routine of like the kick, tornado kick, spin hook kick on the kick paddle. I'm like, oh, yeah, these guys like know what the fuck they're doing.
I also like the idea to go in a smaller school. There are not so many students, so it's more like a family atmosphere.
And it's weird because I initially wanted the opposite, like, oh yeah, I want to go to like a bigger school where like I'm gonna meet more people from around the world and whatnot. And then switching to the smaller school, I'm like, actually, yeah. This is nicer in a lot of ways. It definitely makes the training better. Like the teacher-student ratio
is so much more on you.
Yeah, like Adam talks about, like when he was at Kunyushan, like he just like got no actual instruction from his instructors because there were so many people there,
and also it was very pleasant to hear from some of the other students too who studied in different places that in the end they decided to come here because the training here is so much better than, for example, in Shufu school.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was the one I was considering before too.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think had a similar problem where it's like there was a lot of students and that this training there, it sounded like it was kind of like, I don't know, lackadaisical. Whereas like Kunyushan had kind of the opposite problem of like the training there just like had a stick up its ass. And yeah, definitely like the ability to like tailor, what you want to work on has been really nice. And like, so you can pursue your individual goals. And like, like you talked about like, really wanting to focus on like gymnastics and acrobatics. And
And it was possible.
yeah.
3 months was not really enough.
Mhm.
So if I come next time, I will try to stay for longer time, and I will come for spring or summer.
Yes, that's the other thing. And like also like gymnastics is like hard all the time, but it's extra hard when it's cold.
Everything is harder now.
Like on Tuesday, like because I was getting over that head cold, and then also it was cold outside, so I had both the inner and the outer cold, and doing gymnastics was just awful. I was like, oh no, my body, it won't bend this way, it won't bend this way either. I can't do a kip up anymore. Hopefully I'll be able to do one again next week.
You need to spend much more time with warming up.
Yeah.
But then hopefully when the spring comes, then you will see a big
Be
jump
warm.
in
Yeah,
improvement.
exactly. I'm holding out for that like warm weather jump, and hopefully my splits will be like.
Yeah, I hope to see some nice videos or pictures of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. This is good. This one actually worked. It's still recording. Well then, thanks for doing this interview, and yeah, it's been good being roommates with you for the past 3 months.